when we come to any kind of conversation, you're upset at me, I'm upset at you, or nothing to do with us. Like I had a tough day, or I had a good day, or there's something on my mind that we have to talk about. We have to split this conversation into two. One part of it is you're going to talk to me and I'm going to listen. And the next part is I'm going to talk to you and you're going to listen. We are not going to both share our perspectives at the same time because everybody out there knows what that looks like. That looks like a game of ping pong where it just kind of escalates over and over until we start yelling at each other.
Great metaphor. I love that. Ping pong. Yeah.
That's what it's like. So if you have a problem, you're mad at me, or maybe you won't even say it. Like, I come home and you're kind of like, banging stuff around the counter and I say, hey, Debbie, is something wrong? Maybe you're the kind of person who says, you're kind of the kind of person who says, no, nothing is wrong. And I'm like, something's wrong. But in my house, that doesn't happen anymore. My wife does not pretend. She might say, yeah, something is wrong, but I'm not ready to talk about it. That's fine. But let's say we're ready to talk about it. So she says, yes, I'm annoyed about something. I say, okay, well, you tell me, and then I'll hear, and then we'll switch. So she tells me, she's really upset. She told me that I need to be home by a certain time, and I didn't, and she's upset about that. It's like I listen, reflect, validate, empathize. I get it. And it's hard, by the way, because I know she told me 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock. I'm very sure about this. But I'm not arguing that point because it won't help. Because as we know, explaining just doesn't change her feelings. I don't have to agree. I say, I understand. You remember telling me to be home by 6. Here it is, 6:30. I'm not home. You're stressed. You're upset. I get it. I get that. That's really tough. I hate when you're stressed out. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Could I share my perspective on how things happen? So once she feels heard, then I'll ask, hey, could I sort of share how I feel about this? And she says, yeah, I think you heard me. You get it. Thank you. I'd like to hear how you feel about it. So I say, okay, great. So we pass the talking stick to me, metaphorical or literal. It's a good thing to have a talking stick if you need. And I say, I really remember that you said 7 o'clock, and I feel really bad that you're upset, but it's really irritating to me to be, called on the carpet for something. I really don't think that I messed this one up. And it's really frustrating to me. So she says, yeah, then I can see why that's frustrating. You remember this and I remember this. And, here I am yelling at you for something you didn't even do that. That must be awful. So now we both feel heard, understood, loved. And here's an important point. We are not going to argue about when she said to be home. We are going to go to our graves, each believing that we're right.
I love
Pe-
this.
People seem to think that, like, we have to decide who's right. We have to set the record straight. And you don't. Because now, what's happened? We love each other. We care about each other. We're not arguing. And we know that next time we have to be extra clear about, when to be home. We'll check in with each other. We'll write it down. We'll text, whatever it's going to be. But the problem now is gone. We're going to pay attention to the problem in the future. Maybe we'll say that out loud. Is okay. So what should we do next time? Let's make sure we text each other so it's in writing. Okay, good, fine, no problem. But to spend time arguing about what actually happened is useless. It makes more fights. And eventually, maybe one of you will be able to prove that you were right, but nobody feels better after that.